Hey guys, we're back.
Hey.
Lisa
And Cheryl.
and we just wanted to kind of continue on a little deeper into some of the topics that we talked about. And what we said, finances.
Finances. Yeah, what steps did we take? Kind of picking back up, it really requires discipline, because I know sometimes with the family, I remember Lisa used to say, because with her being a natural giver, she would be, now I don't know how everybody's gonna eat off this one pack of meat. I'm just trying to, and I'm like, what? One pack of meat? Now how can everybody, my daughter needs some, which she was obligated because that's her child. And then for herself, but it may be some of her family members and whatnot. And it's like, now, how am I gonna move forward and I only have this one pack of meat? And so when you say that, I think it's a good analogy to use on, I think from the last video, if I'm not mistaken, you kind of were saying you have to have a direction for your money. And so what was your direction?
Well, it started off being a single mom and struggling through life and trying to figure it out. Just broke all the time. Wow, I'm like, it's something, because you see your life back then, you see it today, you're like, wow, how did I get here?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Well, you don't have to worry about that.
That's right.
As a single mom, I had my own little apartment and everything, and I didn't have any food in my refrigerator to feed my little girl. And I was like, and I prayed to God, and I said, Lord, I just need a pack of meat so I can cook it for my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't have no food, I didn't have no money.
Wow.
And my baby daddy was like, and so I had to figure it out. I was like, things go run through your mind. Well, hey, can I go slap a piece of what I said? But no. But anyway, God always figure it out and works it out for us. But we want to make sure that you do it in integrity and everything.
Absolutely.
Like that. Because there was other options you could do, but you're like,
That's
some
the
of the things
truth.
was off the table.
That's right. That's real, because this, when you find your back against the wall, you really have to be strong and not dip into things that will cost you. So yeah, because I know when I think about my daughters, and they were so close in age, and one of the things I'm very sensitive about, even to this day, is our environment. And we stayed kind of in Midtown, which at the time it was like, I'm looking at the little boys that would come to our home and play with my daughters or whatever, and I'm like, oh, this environment is just not a winning environment.
Right.
And so then we were fortunate to move into a better spot, but it still was, as the Bible say, the wheat and the tares, they grow together. Me as a mother was always I was pretty protected and wanted the best, as any mother wants for their children. And at that time, I was divorced. And so I'm like, ooh, now how am I going to help? Because everything would go to the bills. And how can I be able to, I always wanted my daughters to have minimum the type of life I had, even greater. And so it really took a lot of, you invest in things that was a bad investment.
Yeah, and I had to deal with that a long time ago, being content.
Yes.
With what I had, keeping your eye on the prize, and not always reaching and grabbing, well, let me buy this. It'll make you spend your money.
I'm telling you, honey,
And
they
you're supposed to be saving
want
that
your
money.
dimes,
Yeah,
nickels,
they
and
want
pennies.
everything.
You hear me?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so as you reflect over your life, Lisa, when it was just you and Ebony, you said you had your home or whatever, because if I'm not mistaken, I remember when we first met, I think you had just bought your first home. Is that correct, or did you have a home before then?
Well, I think when we met, I was married to Marvin.
Okay, you were.
And so yeah, we bought a home at that particular time.
Okay.
Fast forward, before that, I was a single mom, and I did buy my first home.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I went for sale by owner.
Okay.
And this guy, he sold me his home.
So what even made you do that?
First of all, I didn't like being just misplaced. I didn't want. I had a daughter now, and I said, "Oh, I gotta have stable living condition. I understand what your mom was staying with your sister, staying with everybody, figured it out. And it was just a mess. I'm like, oh my God. And they didn't have the same goals and direction. They lived and it got away, and sketchy, you know, people coming over. I was like, oh, I gotta figure it out. And I was, and I always wanted. I said, I want to own my own home, you know. And I And I asked God, I said, I want to own my own home by the age of 25.
Wow.
And I was probably around, what was I, about 21
Wow.
when I said that. And by 25, right on my birthday, I had bought my first home. And but I spoke that in existence because before then it was, I couldn't see that. I was like, ain't no way I can.
Right. So it sounds like you have to first, it's really interesting to me that everything is spiritual, because you have to write the vision, right? You have to write the vision, speak it.
And let it be known, let God know. And he said, be specific. Tell me exactly. Don't be vague, just be exactly what you want. I want to own my own home. I'm gonna need at least a 2-bedroom home, and I wanted a nice looking home. I don't want it, you know what I'm saying? So you have to be specific, but I do want to be a homeowner. And actually, I happened to be looking in the paper for this house, and they had this house for sale. And I was like, oh, I was circling homes or whatever like that, and I would call. And one time I had called this one number. This is how I found my first house. I had called this number, and the gentleman and I, we had a good conversation. And he was asking me things about myself, and I said, well, I work for Sprint, I work for do this, and I do that. And I said, and I was acting like, okay, hey, I'm ready to buy a house. You know, I didn't have no finances, I didn't have no money saved. I didn't have nothing. So he invited me to come down. It was him and his wife. His wife was pregnant. They already had 2 kids, and it was too small for them, so they had to move to a really nice neighborhood. So I went down there, and I was looking around. I was like, oh, I would love this house. I would love this house. And girl, I was like, boy, I'm gonna get this house. And I was like, and then somehow we got on a situation. I said, yeah, I'm very interested. I love it. I was very interested. Thank God they had favor on me, girl.
That's it.
So the next day he called me and said, well, so what do you think? I said, yeah. I said, I would love to. I said, and then I asked him, I said, well, do you finance something? I said, well, I don't have the finances or whatever. And he was like, this is what we'll do. I'll finance it for you.
Wow.
And so I was like, oh, okay.
Wow.
And so, girl, he set it up where he was this big director over Sprint.
Wow.
Sprint, long distance company.
Yeah.
And so the house to him probably was ready to move to, girl. It was like boom, boom, you know. But hey, their house was not for me. But so he worked it out. He was like, okay. And so we went to this attorney or whatever. They drew up the paperwork, and then I made payments through him.
Wow.
And I said, well, I only want to do it for 7 years. I just want a 7 year. This is much. Can you break it up into 7 years? And I work, and I paid it off in 7 years, girl. So that was my very first home.
So it sounds like it's something within you that God put in you that you didn't even know was there.
Right.
And because one thing, even before we started talking on YouTube, I was telling her one thing about her. She's not afraid to learn. And honey, sometimes I'm afraid, the educated one, right? I'm like, girl, that ain't gonna take it.
Well, like God said, he said, I'll take the foolish things.
Yes, he will.
Foolish, actually, in knowledge and everything. So how did you actually get your home? Because I remember you told me that story of how you actually came in possession of your home.
Yeah, so again, very grateful for my dad having the knowledge of real estate. And actually the home that I currently live in, it was going through foreclosure. And so we were able to purchase the home for relatively minimal. I think it was like $75,000 for a 3-bedroom. And I had to go through a loan officer, but it was, I tell you, it was a fight because the kids, the lady who passed away, and my dad, he's pretty strong, was trying to reel him into a deal. And they was like, oh, no, we not selling it to y'all. And so it took even the loan officer to talk to the family on my behalf to say, hey, this is a single mother trying to be in a better environment for her daughters. It was nothing but God, because he works in the midnight hour, and I was given favor. And the man said, I'm going to sign the papers, because at first, y'all, he wasn't going to sign because he was mad at my dad. And my dad meant no harm. He just was trying to get the best deal for me. But so it all worked out. And so now I'm clear and free of that particular home. And so I'm grateful for that.
Yeah. That's amazing. And it's amazing how even back then with my very first home, I was like, I paid it off in 7 years. But I put every little, this was struggle sometimes making that payment.
But it was worth it.
Yeah.
It was worth it.
And even fast forward to now and how I just bought a property for foreclosure, pay cash for it, fixed it up, and I'm getting ready to turn it into like a studio type. It's going to be like, I'm going to use the house to turn it into the studio because where we can record videos from it, and also too, my husband's getting ready to do a cooking channel, or the kitchen set up where he can do his videos, cooking channel, whatever like that. So I believe like when you get something, and with me, I always had a house was always an investment for me. It wasn't, oh, this is my home. I didn't look at it when I went into it. I was like, I need it as a home, but I always look at it as a long-term investment to financial freedom, to financial wealth, and things like that. So even with the property that I just bought for the foreclosure and getting ready to turn that into a money-making machine, we wanted to make money. You know what I'm saying? So to fund our next project. But I'm gonna set it up, and we're gonna do YouTube videos. I'm gonna fix it up real nice.
That's gonna be nice.
Whatever. So I'm gonna have a little storefront in there where I have all my things with social media. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that would be wonderful.
So that's coming real soon too. So I'm excited about that.
I truly want to, when it's all said and done, and again, I have to give it's good to have a best friend that has some substance, and that'll challenge you and has a different world view than mine was somewhat limited, because the challenge came into, now I done lived on this earth, praise God, for 58 years thus far. Have I given the world anything to make it better? Because y'all know that's why we all are here, for real. We're sent, and I have a logo, I guess, called the stamp, sent to achieve my purpose. And we're not supposed to just be in this world taking. We're supposed to cultivating and giving. Like they say, when you're young, you do foolish things. But as you get older, what are you doing to help others, for them to have a rich life? Are you willing to share? I thought, girl, I can't tell them what I'm doing. They might steal my idea. And so then you have to connect with someone that's like, girl, that's too small. You're thinking too small. So I'm just grateful. You want your life to have some meaning. You want to have did you make it any better, any easier for anyone else? So that's
also, you put yourself in a better position to be able to help other people. And one of the ways you can help other people is also to start a YouTube channel, because I mean, just your wisdom, your struggles, wins. People need to hear all of that, because somebody is going through something. So starting a YouTube channel, I love the social media platform. I mean, sometimes you have a love-and-hate relationship with it, but you can do some good with it. You got to surround yourself in an environment where you're nurturing your mind, and sometimes you got to look over there and be like, ooh, nope, I don't want to be over.
That's real.
But it's all about growth. It's all about growing up and achieving the things in life that you desire to achieve. And so with that, we're going to kind of end here. Hope you got something for the channel. If you want to leave a comment down below, we'll answer it, or want us to speak on other topics, please drop a message below and let us know. We'll read all of them, and we will answer. And make sure you like and subscribe to this channel, and we'll see you on the next video.
See you soon.